Good morning, everybody. This is Pastor Bonnie. I haven't done an actual video for a while, so I decided we're going to have some fun today, and that way I can talk to you while we do it. We're going to be working on a bokeh effect for a Christmas tree. So it's a really cool effect where it just makes the bulbs and the lights just sparkle on the tree. So I'm using 8x8 cold press, and then I'm going to use the watercolors in the tubes. And I think we'll start out with this Prussian blue. Let me show you. And it's this, just this color here. And then I'm going to be using gouache, which is watercolor, but it's much thicker. So we'll get our tray ready, and you can see that the tray still has colors in it from when I used it before, but I like that because then you can combine the colors. So we will be doing that, and I'm going to put the gouache right here. So what we're going to do, normally we wet the whole page, but we're just going to wet what we're working on. And then I'm using a variety of brushes. I'll show you. I just keep them all in a glass. They're easy to grab. And then I have a cup of water. But we're just going to draw the tree first and just get the outline of where we want the tree. And this is just to get, well, actually we're going to do the sky first. So that's where my tree is going to go. And I'm going to use the regular white watercolor paint to kind of water it down a little bit. So I'm going to put it right, oops, it's got a little thing on it. I hope you guys are having a great day. I love doing these and spending time. They're just so relaxing, and I hope it is for you too. And I like to do really simple, easy techniques that everybody can do. So what I'm going to do, actually I'll put my water here because I'm a lefty. I'm just going to kind of water that down a little bit for the background because I don't want it that bright. So we're just going to kind of put it on. The tree will be green, so that blue isn't even going to really show. I might put a little pretty pink in it. It's actually purple, I think, but that's okay. And I have some other colors. Put a little yellow in the background. A lot of times I'll put the praise and worship music on when I do this. And you know, when you do things that you enjoy, it really brings glory to the Lord because you're worshiping while you do it, which is really cool. So I'm going to make that a lot lighter. It's just enjoyable, you know, and I think that it's just really special to be able to spend time together. Everything's kind of hectic this time of year, isn't it? You know, when December rolls around, we've got projects to do, we probably have kids things to do, and you know, all kinds of extra plays to go to. It's just a lot, isn't there, you guys? And I always tell people, when you do your painting, it's going to look different than mine. They never, ever come out the same. So, you know, that's the fun part about having different tastes in the way that you like to do things. That makes it really special, you know. In this, I want these to kind of just all bleed in together, just like they're doing. I think I'll put some white. Kind of lighten up that sky a little bit. So I've had a really good week this week. I had an interesting thing happen at work. Not really interesting, but God worked it out. I had made a mistake at work, and it wasn't intentional, but it ended up costing the company that I work for $25,000 because I didn't submit a form correctly. Boy, I tell you what. So I was worried about losing my job and, you know, wondering what was going to happen. But, you know, I had the most incredible peace come over me. And I've learned to trust it when you go through stuff like that. And it all ended up working out. Everything's just fine. My boss, we were able to fix it and resubmit the forms correctly. So what the enemy meant for harm, God turned into good, and he always does, you know. He's just so faithful to do that. And I've learned to trust the peace, you know. And it would have been different if I had done it intentionally. I didn't, and it honestly was from a lack of training where I work. And they actually discovered that a lot of other people did the same thing. So it wasn't just me, and they identified it. But the cool part was God took care of it. He gave me a peace, and everything worked out just fine. You know, so you learn no matter what the circumstance looks like, God's in control. And when he gives you a peace about things, you can just totally trust it. God is just faithful and so good. So you can see, guys, this tree is going to bleed into it, and that's what I want. But I kind of just got a pretty background. And I'm going to put it on pause for a minute and let it kind of dry just a little bit, and then we'll start working on the tree. I'm going to use the gouache to make some pretty snowflakes in the back. So what you do is you just kind of water it down. I'll show you. It's thicker, like I said, and then you're going to just tap it. So you just take another brush and you just tap it like this. See how it kind of spreads when it's a little dry? Not quite dry, but that's what I want. It's going to make like pretty snowflakes in the background. Isn't that pretty, you guys? And if you use a bigger brush, they'll spread further. And we're going to do the same thing on the tree, but we'll work on the tree next. So So I'm going to try this one, and we're going to use the Prussian blue, deep green, and sap green. So let me just load those up. I love these little plastic containers. I got these for 99 cents at Hobby Lobby, and I like them because they don't take up very much room. So now I put the 2 shades of green and the blue, and I've got some white to kind of water them down a little bit. So we're going to start, and I want it to be like a sprucey sort of color. So I'm mixing a little bit of the darker green and the blue. Yeah, that's good. So it's just kind of fun. You go back and forth. But what I'm going to do is just kind of, and you can see how, because the paper is wet, it kind of bleeds in, which is exactly what I want. And we're kind of making the tree shape along the edges. And actually, that's a little bit too much bleeding. So what we're going to do is lift this. You can take a paper towel, see, and you just kind of lift it a little bit. And then I'll go back and fill it in a little. But see, that works out great. But like I said, Christmas is a happy time of the year. It's been fun. I love to watch all the pretty colors, you know, all the Christmas decorations, and there's so much going on in the world right now, isn't there, you guys? We've got the war going on in Israel, and people are nervous, and money's tight, everything's expensive. So this kind of just sitting down and doing something like this just takes your mind off of it for a while. And you know, you guys, no matter what happens, God is in control. He's got our best interest in mind, and he is going to see us all through and take care of us through it. I'm actually kind of excited to live in the time that we live in. You know, you guys, you were born for such a time as this, and so was I, you know, and especially if you're a believer, because God wants to use us mightily in this time period. And you know, and if you don't know the Lord, boy, now's the time to really think about giving him a chance and letting him be real in your life. And he's so real to us. And you know, if you don't know him, all you do is say this little simple prayer. Say, "Dear Jesus, forgive me of my sins. I believe that you're the Son of God, and I pray that you'll forgive me and make yourself real to me, or something like that. He hears your heart. And then I'm just going to kind of, isn't that cool, you guys? Just bring it down. We're probably going to go back, and you know, I'll tell you, I always say this, I don't even know myself what this is going to look like. So as we work on it together, it's going to evolve. But I kind of want the darker tree, and I kind of want it darker at the bottom. So I'm just going back and forth with the blues and the greens. But like I said, give the Lord a chance, you guys. I'll tell you, I did when I was 16, and I have never looked back. He's just always blessed. Like I was just telling you about the work situation. He gave me the peace because he knew it was all going to work out, and it did. I had to wait a few days before they decided what they were going to do and corrected it. I spent a couple hours correcting it, and it was all fixed. So, you know, you guys, things aren't always as they appear. And sometimes if we kind of sit on it for a couple days, you know, then things aren't as bad as they look. So now I'm going to go back to my gouache, which I have on this little canvas, and water it down. And now let's see what it looks like. So we're going to tap it onto the tree. And I'm hoping that it's wet enough so that it'll spread. I want some more out here that's a little drier. Yeah, see? That's what I want. It's just starting to spread. My favorite part is the spattering. And then let's see if we can make these like a little bit bigger. And I want them to be translucent because we want them to look like that bokeh effect. So you can just put them around different places. Littler ones at the top and bigger ones at the bottom. And then the other thing that you can do is you can take a Q-tip and lift the paint too to make some of these, which is good too. That's pretty, isn't it? You can use a paper towel, just about anything will work, but I kind of like the Q-tips because it gives me a little more control with it. And then you can layer the gouache. It's like I said, it's watercolor paint, but it's thicker, and you can go back and layer it over it. Do some nice big ones. It's starting to look like a pretty tree, isn't it? Then the other thing that I love to do, while we're kind of letting this dry a little, well, let's see, let's try this. So I'm going to go back and try some of the gouache and just make it a little darker, so they stand out a little more. I'm not sure what color bulbs I'm going to do. I was thinking about doing a metallic gold and silver, but we'll see. We'll see how these look. I know you can hear the clock ticking. I didn't want to, it's got a battery in it, and I didn't want to have to take the battery out, so I'm sorry for the clock noise. And my Maine Coon, who usually wants to get up here with me and watch everything, is taking a nap. So this is the best time to do this because he likes to get right in the middle of everything. He weighs about 20 pounds, and we have these two little mini dachshunds that weigh 10 pounds each, so it's hysterical. We have this big ginormous cat and these little tiny dachshunds. So see, some of it won't be quite as translucent, some of it will. Kind of pretty, isn't it? And then I think I'm going to use a little bit smaller brush. So I got this size, but I want to put some little stars out here. So I'm going to use the gouache, and we're going to make a dot and then you kind of draw it up like this. Actually, you know what? Let's put a nice big one up here. I might go back and put some yellow. Actually, you know what? It's bleeding, so I don't like it. Take it off. See? You can take it right off. I think I'll do a yellow one. I like the white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some yellow on my other one. And we're going to do a yellow one. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to put some yellow, oops, let's do that. Good thing for paper towels, you guys, and that's a good thing you can see the mistakes because you can see how we fix them. So what I'm going to do is go back and put a little blue over that. And then I think I'll lift it so it won't be quite so dark. See, you can fix your mistakes pretty easy. But now I gotta go put the branches back in. Here we go. So I hope you guys have some fun with your family this year. We're getting ready to have, here I am talking about Christmas and Thanksgiving hasn't even happened yet. But we're going to have a big, giant family get together. We haven't had one with, I have 4 kids. 3 of them live in the area. And we haven't had a big family get together probably for 10 years because we've been moving quite a bit. So I'm looking forward to it. That's my love language. I love to spend time with the people that I love. So I think we're going to go back and make a few more of those really pretty little stars. I'll put one over here. Actually, you know what? Care for that brush. So I think there's probably going to be closer to 20 people. So it'll be fun. And my son-in-law likes to fry the turkeys. He works for a company that they get fresh turkeys, and I always feel bad because the day before Thanksgiving they kill them, which always makes me feel bad because they're really fresh, but they're amazingly good because they're so fresh. So they fry them and they come out, they're just really tender and moist. And then we're just going to do the traditional. We're going to do apple pie and mashed potatoes. And I always make rolls in the bread maker. I have a recipe that I use. And I put the dough in the bread maker and then I shape them into crescent rolls. And we call them homemade rolls. They're kind of homemade. But, you know, the kids love them and they asked me for them. So we will definitely be making those. I don't want to put too many stars. So it's looking pretty, isn't it, you guys? So you can see that bokeh effect with that bulbs. And then now I'm going to go back and try out, I think I might try the gold one. So I'm going to pause it and I'll get you the gold metallic and let you see it. The metallic semi-moist watercolors. I get them at, these I actually got at Hobby Lobby. Sometimes I get them at Michael's or I get them at Walmart. But they just say they're really sparkly and pretty. So that is what we're going to do for the bulbs. And I have no idea if it's going to look like I want it to. But we're going to find out in just a minute. So I think I'm going to go with this sort of this gold color. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see what it looks like. I kind of like it better on the green. Yep, that's pretty. And I'll lift it up when we get done in a few minutes and I'll show you. But the metallic ones shine and shimmer. They're pretty. I'll do some big ones down here. So one of my favorite recipes that we do for Thanksgiving, I take the graham crackers, a box of them, and you crumble them up, and then you put a little bit of turkey gravy, onions, poultry seasoning, the different flavors that you like, and then you mix them all together and bake them at 350 for about a half an hour. But it comes out really moist. You put tin foil over the top of it. They're very moist. I don't like the stuffing inside the bird, and the box stuffing's okay, but I don't care for it as much. Now we're gonna try some silver. See if you can see it. But I want to mix it with the white so it's a little lighter. We'll just put it up here. We can use our little plastic tray, that's what it's for, so you can mix your colors. I'm kind of putting it on top of those white ones to kind of lighten it up a little bit. And I think I might put some red ones. Yeah, that looks kind of pretty. Put little ones up here. It's just a really simple tree, you guys. Mine actually doesn't have as much of the bokeh effect as I wanted. I'm still kind of learning how to do it, to be honest. That sounds like the post office is here. Somebody's out. Yeah, FedEx is here delivering. I have a pottery business on the side, so FedEx is putting in a big delivery for me. That's why my puppies are barking. But I work from home and I love it. And then I get to just get deliveries and put them away. But it's been really busy. The name of my website, in case you want to check it out, is Dragonfly Corners. It's on Etsy. But I sell a ton of pottery this time of year. It's busy. And I have my husband and my sister and my daughter-in-law all helping. And that is such a huge blessing. Pretty, isn't it, you guys? I'll hold it up so you can see it. But see how they shine? And then I think what I might do when it really dries, I have these ink pens, and I love to do these. They're gold and silver, and they're white. They're gel pens, actually. But I might go back and add some more details with those. But I think what I'll do is we'll let this dry a little bit, and I'll be back when it does. I think I might add some regular red. These are just to see if it brightens it up a little bit. So I'm going to go back to our little tray. Let's put a little dot of red. These actually look like acrylic watercolor, because they come in a tube too, but these are, I like them because they're a little more concentrated. The ones I usually use are the paste ones, and I love those too because they have a lot of color. Let's just see what this looks like. add a little color. And I'm using just a fine brush. So the house that we live in is about 140 years old. It's really old, and there's not a lot of room, and I'm thankful for it because the rents are unbelievably high here. We pay $1,700 a month, and it's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Most of the other ones, because this one's old and it really hasn't been fixed up yet, the other ones in the same town are $1,000 to $2,000 more a month. So we're working on saving up. We would like to get into a mobile home because we're approaching our retirement years. So we are thankful for it. And we live right on the lake. So I get to live in a really ritzy glitzy place for pretty cheap. It's a blessing. Every little bit just adds, doesn't it? Isn't that pretty, you guys? With the red, little red balls and with the big ones. And I'm just gonna fill this in a little down here. I think I wanna make this part in here to have some snow. So we are going to go back and add some white. I think I'll use the gouache. So it's right here. So a little bit of snow to it. Snow always has like shadows in it. See, that's just what I wanted. Put some snow in here. I just taped this around the edge just so it doesn't bleed into that part. Just put some little white in here. But I have a really small setup. I like to do this. A lot of times I'll do it at work in between the calls. I work for a big company that I take phone calls, and it works out really great because I use my iPhone, and then I just have a little desk beside the desk that I do this with. Today I'm off, and I love that too because I can take my time. And I don't, a lot of the new ones I've been just taking the pictures of it and you know, then going back and doing a voiceover, but I figured because today I'm off, I'm going to take advantage of it and just spend some time with you. These are longer when I do it this way, but I figured that way you can pick the short ones or the long one, whichever you like. So we are just about done. I do want to put some more snowflakes. So I think I'm going to use this size brush. We're going to use our gouache, water down. Well, let's get some pretty dots on here. And this, like I said, I love this. Oops, I didn't get enough. So see, I'm just mixing it. You guys, I can't get it to, gotta make it watery. That's why I was tapping it wrong. Love, love, love to look like it's snowing. Isn't that pretty, you guys? And then I think I like to put some of the green dots in it too, just to make it have some little dots to break up the white. So we're going to put some green. And I think I like these. I don't quite like these, so pick these up a little bit. See, that's what's so cool, you guys. If you don't like it, you just pick them up. So it isn't quite the bokeh effect I was going for, but I do like it just the same. But I do think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go back and put some white around the bulbs so that they look like they're kind of glowing a little bit. Like that. That's what I want. That's exactly what I want. And you see, guys, you just by adding a little extra touch, now it makes them look a little more three-dimensional. That's the fun part. With watercolor, it's funny because I used to always do acrylic, but I have actually really fallen in love with watercolor. And it's much more forgiving, and I can go back and just add details, just like I'm doing now. And, you know, when it dries, you just go back and add the details, and it just makes it really pretty. And I think we're going to put some snow on the branches. Like I said, I don't even know myself what these are going to look like till we work on them together. And I so enjoy this, you guys. It means the world to me that you stop by and you can just have fun and look and see what we have for videos for that week. I do try to put them on a week, at least once a week. And then what I do is I put these on my journal covers, these original pieces of art. I sell them, and I'll have it in the, I'll have the link for it for you in the description box if you want to buy the original. I don't sell the copies, I sell the actual originals because I feel like it's a piece of my heart. So, and I'm always making new ones, so it's just nice. People can enjoy them. And then I'll put the, I like to do journals. Sometimes I'll put the actually the steps in a book. They're called soul therapy books. And they have journals, and they have, in the book it's a coloring book journal that I have. And then it has the painting, steps for the painting, has journals in it, journal page entries. And then it's just like an all-in-one. It's my most favorite book that I've done because it's so relaxing for people. So I might put this one in one of those. If I don't, I have a bunch of them. I didn't care for that snow, so I gotta fix it. I didn't care for it. I liked it better without it. But that's, like I said, the cool part. If you don't like something, you can fix it. And I didn't like it. The white's okay because it'll add shadows anyway. So it's okay that I did it. And because the painting's nice and dry, you can go back anyway and add your details. That looks good. I like it. It's almost almost done. I think I might like to add some little gold stars in here. So we are going to do that. And I think I'm going to use, this is yellow ochre. I'm going to use it because it's not quite as light colored. So we'll put some little dots in here that are little golden stars. Actually, you know what? Just for the fun of it, I'm going to try the gold ink pen. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's pretty. I think I'll do that instead. So just put some gold ones. So I want to show you guys, see this part, like these, when it was wet, they spread. And I kind of wish I had done a little more of them. But like I said, I'm still learning how to do these myself. So you're learning with me. I'm taking you along for the ride. I'll just put a little cluster of these gold ones. That's so pretty, isn't it? Put some gold balls. The tree's not quite dry enough, but I can put them out here. Put a big one. They kind of look like little planets and stars. But see guys, they're like, they shine. So it's just a little, cool little touch to it, I think. I think it looks really pretty. So I think we are done. I went ahead and signed it, and then we're gonna take it off so you can see what it looks like. But I might use this for a book cover, I'm not sure. We'll see what it looks like when we get the tape off. I just used the regular tape that you wrap your Christmas presents with because it doesn't tear the paper. And the reason why I tape it down is because a lot of times I do the wet on wet technique where the paper gets soaking wet, and it'll warp if I don't tape it down. And then these little cardboard things I get from some of my pottery supplies, they use it for packing material. But that came out really pretty, didn't it, you guys? I love that. Well, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I have truly enjoyed it. You are such a blessing. I pray for each and every one of you. And as always, I tell you, if you have any prayer requests, you can email me at angelcare6@yahoo.com. I am an ordained minister, and I will answer and pray for you. And I love each and every one of you. God bless. Have a great day.